In Ukraine's war-torn east, another tragedy has unfolded. A Russian strike on the small village of Yarova in the Donetsk region has left devastation in its wake. Residents had gathered at a local centre to collect their pensions. Ordinary people carrying documents, waiting for cash support to survive another month. What should have been a moment of relief became a scene of horror. President Volodymyr Zelensky, visibly shaken, condemned what he called a deliberate targeting of civilians. In his words, "Today was a terrible attack by the Russians on the village of Yarova in the Donetsk region, a guided aerial bomb attack. The Russians knew exactly where they were hitting, and they saw exactly that they were hitting civilians. As of now, it is known that 24 people died. My condolences. Everyone is being provided with the necessary assistance." His statement underscored the pain of a country forced to repeat such words far too often. The Donetsk region has long been at the center of the war. Russian forces are massing troops here, preparing for what Ukrainian officials describe as a major offensive. But while the battle lines shift, civilians continue to bear the heaviest burden. Local authorities confirm that 19 more were injured in Yarova. Emergency crews rushed to provide medical assistance, carrying the wounded across rubble and twisted metal. This strike was not on a military target, not on an ammunition depot, but on pensioners, Ukraine's most vulnerable. For many in Yarova, Pension Day is the only guarantee of survival. Witnesses described a sudden thunderous roar, then chaos, windows shattered, bodies lay scattered near the queue. Survivors clutched their belongings, some still holding identification cards, others with pensions half withdrawn. For families in Donetsk, it was a cruel reminder of how the war turns daily routines into deadly risks. What should be mundane, visiting a bank, waiting in line, collecting payments, now carries mortal danger. The attack on Yarova highlights a grim pattern in Russia's campaign. From Mariupol to Kramatorsk, Ukrainian officials say civilian infrastructure has been repeatedly targeted: train stations, schools, markets, and now pension queues. Zelensky has accused Moscow of seeking to terrorize the population to break morale where its military has struggled to advance. The Kremlin denies deliberate strikes on civilians, but images emerging from Yarova today tell a different story. This is not the first time pension distribution sites have come under fire. In early 2023, another attack struck near Kupiansk, killing 8. The repetition has fueled accusations of war crimes. The timing of this attack is also significant. Ukrainian intelligence says Russia is preparing for a fresh, large-scale offensive in Donbass. Western analysts believe Moscow may be trying to cripple civilian resilience ahead of that push. International reaction was swift. European leaders condemned the strike, with calls for additional sanctions. Human rights groups renewed demands for accountability, saying attacks on civilians collecting pensions may constitute violations of international humanitarian law. For Kyiv, every such incident strengthens the argument for more air defense systems. Zelensky has repeatedly urged Western partners to accelerate deliveries of long-range missiles and anti-drone defenses. His plea grows more urgent each time civilian lives are taken in circumstances like Yarova. In a renewed address, he added, "These were ordinary people who received pensions. As of now, it is known 24 people died. Another 19 were injured." His words echoed through Ukraine, where many fear that tomorrow the same could happen in their town. The Donetsk region remains one of the bloodiest fronts in Russia's war. Just days ago, Ukrainian officials reported intensified artillery barrages along the Lyman and Bakhmut axes. Military experts say Russia's strategy is twofold: push Ukrainian defenders back while sowing fear among the civilian population. Strikes like the one in Yarova are not only about physical destruction, but psychological warfare, convincing residents that nowhere is safe. Tonight, Yarova mourns. 24 lives lost in an instant, 19 more scarred by wounds both seen and unseen. Pension Day will never be the same in this village. As Ukraine braces for new offensives, its leaders vow resilience. But for the families of Yarova, resilience comes with grief. This is the human cost of war, civilians paying with their lives for a conflict they did not choose.